Good morning, good afternoon. Hey, friends in Europe, getting close to good evening. If you're watching on the live stream, would you just tap in and say hello? I've noticed that there's less and less comments on live streams. People are making comments after, but if you're watching live, just say hello. This way I won't feel so lonely in my studio. I am just without words to say how happy Carrie and I, Dawn Pash, the entire PCG production team, Joe and Nick and Scott and Connor, everyone who helped make DMSC an amazing conference in our brand new location in Scottsdale, Arizona. Wow. The Kierland Resort in Scottsdale was just amazing. I mean, people love, first, the weather was perfect. The location was amazing. Within minutes, there was shopping and restaurants that people could just walk to at night after our cocktail hours. The viewing area of the bar was over the golf course, so people could just sit outside, catch a little sun, watch the golfers come in. It was just spectacular. The food, the weather, the location. And man, this year our sponsors did an amazing job allowing us to elevate the conference experience, even down to the little details, having Voss and Perrier water during all the breaks, in addition to the coffee and the food and the snacks. And maybe there were churros, one coffee break that were way too delicious to pass up, or the hot pretzels with mustard and dipping sauce. Come on. Who doesn't like a great pretzel? But as you know, we serve great meals, hot meals, and well, people really responded. We had our largest dealer turnout, our largest sponsorship engagement, and we have room to grow that conference, which is even more amazing because the Kierland property, the Westin Kierland, really can accommodate a much larger conference. Some of you may have been there for Used Car Week. I remember a few years ago, the Cherokee Media Group invited me to speak, and I was like, wow, what a great property. And lo and behold, now we have an event there. But I do want to recognize some of the outstanding presentations and speakers that really had an impact. Kevin Gervais from Auto Genius was very creative in his keynote presentation. Bravo. I want to thank Nate Hollenbach and Steve White and the team from Treasure Data for doing an amazing job of showing exactly how dealers are using CDPs. It was very clear from many of the speakers that anyone who says dealers can't benefit from CDPs, or they can't get all their data in one place, or it's difficult to activate their data, well, those haters, those antagonists were put to silence mode, because we saw amazing stories on how dealers are using data. One of the great keynotes, moderated by my brother Glenn, was how Urban Science data, their defection data, is now through API being able to be injected into CRM to stop sales outreach for people who bought, and to identify holes in the sales process for dealers to get better. I love that the API is allowing real-time surveying, so dealers know why people are defective and to make some adjustments. And I love that the API is now connecting into more and more CDPs. We just saw an announcement this past week for FullPath that their defection data is now directly integrated. So when someone's in the dealer's CRM, defects and buys another car outside of the dealership, they can be moved instantly into a service marketing workflow. Why would you do that? Well, the surveyors are showing that over 50% of the consumers who defected will still consider servicing at the dealership. Why are people defecting? Well, wait till you see the data. More and more will be coming out. But some people were waiting for the dealership to get back to them, which brings up a issue of data quality and data deliverability. So we address that during the show. And also, are your phones being picked up? TransUnion reinforced the importance of having branded call display. So when your BDC or service department or finance department are calling your customers back, those in-market shoppers, that they see your dealership name and pick up the phone. The surveys are showing that people are defecting because they don't believe the dealer got back to them with the information. The dealer's showing it in the CRM. So what am I to believe? What I believe is dealers don't realize how bad a problem it is that they don't have branded call display. And if you go to pashgroup.com and look up trusted call solutions, you can get information on how to fix that problem. But one of the other themes, and we saw this with Cassie Bremer and also with the team from Call Review, that dealers are still fumbling their phones. And yet dealers say, I want more leads, I want more leads, I want more leads, but they're not handling their phones right. It's kind of like, give me more leads because I know my phone processes are bad. I don't want to fix them. So if you just give me more leads, if I just overspend with my marketing, I'll hit my sales goals. I think what we saw in recurring themes at DMSC is if we just took care of our existing customers, if we just took different approaches with our existing leads, we would be selling more cars each month at a lower advertising cost, a lower operating cost. What we did see over and over again is that AI is helping to fill gaps, but not to replace people, but just to supplement workforce holes, to enhance follow-up. But some of the old-time AI plays are being run over by some new companies that are delivering equivalent AI functionality in months instead of years. So what we're also seeing at the show, there was a number of new providers at the show. An interesting one was Toma, T-O-M-A, who has a digital voice assistant voice tech platform that was very sophisticated. And the founder is one of the early pioneers of AI models working with Google. There is a lot of excitement and, well, just practical stories of success at DMSC. The team at Co-opable provided real-time insights on how much money dealers are leaving on the table because they're mismanaging co-op, and their solution, which was really born out of dealership and agency frustrations, was a real hit at the show. And they brought their pickleball gear, branded Co-opable pickleball gear. We loved that passion for their product. On Sunday morning, we had a very lively discussion on how to improve website conversion rates. We had leaders from the top automotive website companies. I want to also thank Craig Jennings from JD Power and Matt Van Dyke from Shift Digital for joining the conversation on how dealers, OEM program managers, and website companies can work closer together to achieve better outcomes. And one of those things, which was a hot topic of discussion, was how speed impacts conversion. In fact, there were some interesting posts on LinkedIn today that the marketplace is starting to wake up to how multiple GTMs, outdated GTMs, conflicting GTMs are impacting conversion. We shared on Sunday morning a study from Shift Digital, which showed the impact on speed on conversion. Matter of fact, they estimated that dealers who have faster website can see a 30% increase in conversions if the site loads faster. The team at AutoGenius, Kevin Gervais, talked about the human attention span and how short it is online, and what happens to conversion when all of the products load quickly and the site can be clickable and actionable. What a huge difference. But one of the eye openers was the problem that dealers have ignored and kicked the can down the road, is that over the years, they've asked website companies to install GTM containers, GTM containers, GTM containers. No one at the dealership is calling up those website companies to take them off. The website company doesn't know what's in the container. They just know that the dealership asked. Well, you also found out that when dealers do website cutovers, they don't do an audit of the GTMs on their old website. So the new website company just brings those containers along. Sam Vukas from Dealer eProcess showed a dealer with over 50 GTM containers and tags. I showed a dealer that had over 60. The good news is that if dealers focus, let's just say this week, looking at each website and all of the tags and containers and work with their website company for that audit and start cleaning house, without any additional money, they're going to be increasing the conversions at their website. What would a 10 or 20 or 30% conversion rate increase look like to your bottom line? Is it worth doing a little spring cleaning? What was great news is that dealer.com showed a video. And if you're a dealer.com customer and want to know where to look, just message me. But we shared a video. I didn't even know dealer.com has an area of their dashboard that shows all the GTM containers, how they're impacting performance, when was the last time they were loaded, and simple tools to delete these unwanted GTM containers. Why are there unwanted GTM containers? Well, when you hire an agency, often they put different tags. When you fire them, no one thinks about taking those tags off. And so what did we see? Old agencies, old tech companies, old identity platforms, old 360 widgets, whatever, they're all there. And even duplicate containers, as website tech companies have updated their tech, they just added a new container, never took the old one off. Dealer On showcased a prototype of something that they're working on, which is how they can register different vendors in a certified program, making it easy for software to be added or removed. That was great to see. Dealer Inspire has a methodology, a log. Any Dealer Inspire customer can call up your account manager and ask for a list of all the GTMs that are on the site. Dealer eProcess showed their GTM registration tool, which is new. So going forward, every time a script is requested to be put on the site, they're logging it. Dealers can see that. And again, when a cancellation request comes in, then the right containers can easily be removed. Let me say it again. One of the fastest and easiest ways to increase conversion on your dealership website is to focus on speed. Now, you have a piece of that, which is clean up your GTMs. And then, of course, there was many solutions or discussions talking about how to do that. And of course, many dealers were very interested in the new tunnel technology, which is part of SpeedLayer from the AutoGenius team, which really accelerates website performance and gives dealers more of what they want: more leads, more conversions, more phone calls. There were so many great conversations at DMSC that, well, it's hard to encapsulate them all. I was very proud of Sarah Ciciola from PCG Digital as she moderated her first main stage panel. She did an amazing job with 4 different digital marketing directors that have CDP experience, activation experience, talking about what they're finding successful. On Sunday morning, it was so amazing that we had a 2-hour digital marketing mentoring workshop that was run by the team at PCG Digital while we were doing the website conversion workshop for 2 hours in the other room. There was a lot of moving pieces. Glenn, my brother, celebrated the release of his new book, Road to the Sale. and he did 2 workshops on how dealers really need to be thinking about a modern sales process that includes how to handle data ups. Those are those signals from the CDP when a known customer is back on the website shopping for payments or evaluating their trade or working a service appointment, but doesn't complete the process all the way to a lead. When existing customers that are marked in the CRM as dead are back on your website shopping, your dealership should know about it. And it's one of the benefits of a CDP or the technology of identity resolution. But dealers don't know how to deal with these data ups. What do you say? How do you handle it? Is it a real lead? Should it be part of the agent's conversion compensation package? These are all important conversations, which Glenn is addressing in his new book, The Road to Sold. So DMSC was a hit. We talked about identity. We talked about AI. We talked about CDP implementation, interconnectivity. We talked about the power of business intelligence data like that, which you can get from automotive masterminds or you can get from TransUnion. We talked about audiences and the ability to reach customers who are in market before your competitors using the active shopper network from Client Command. There were so many elements where dealers who had specific digital marketing problems or challenges, everyone at the show had solutions. That's the great part, to help them. The great team at Wikimotive did a wonderful Pechakucha presentation and jammed workshop. Thanks, Zach Billings, for always bringing great relevant content to help dealers with SEO. And I'm going to say more than ever, as the cost of paid media goes up and up, dealers need to really get serious about their content strategy, especially as AI search is going to be looking for the most relevant content, the most authoritative content for the questions that consumers are asking in their local market. So we had a wide range of presentations. We had the OG Cox Automotive, one of the first to build a true automotive identity graph. And behind the scenes, we never called it a CDP, but is amazing thoughts about how they're bringing to market now all of the insights and power of their CDP. We had Brad Title up on the main stage with Carlito from LaFontaine and Alex from Huberger Subaru in Colorado talking about the new platform that Reynolds has released, which integrates all the data from their Focus CRM, the DMS, and their bespoke integration with FullPath. Curator is a breakthrough for anyone who is thinking about bringing together all their data in one place, especially if you're a Reynolds DMS customer. It really is worth looking into what Curator and Focus could do in partnership with FullPath. Man, there was so much energy in the room. People were engaged. The sessions were full, but the weather was perfect. The food was perfect. But most of all, if you attend our conferences, they are focused on education. When you send your team there, they come back with pages and pages of actionable insights and notes. They have a chance to ask the leaders of the corporations right there in the meeting on how to help improve performance and marketing outcomes. So thank you, everyone who came. It was a record show in all aspects of anything that could be measured. And so now I just look forward to November. Would you mark your calendars November 16th, 17th, and 18th? Just take a moment, open up your calendar on your phone or on your desktop and mark November 16th, 17th, 18th. That's the Modern Retailing Conference in Palm Beach, Florida. Everyone loves the O Hotel right on the ocean in Palm Beach. So our spring conference now will be in Scottsdale for the foreseeable future, and always now in April. And then our fall conference, which has been at the O for a number of years, is there November 16th, 17th, and 18th. I just want to encourage you. Please mark your calendar, book your tickets in advance, and more importantly, book your hotel. Every year we sell out the conference. I think this year, because of the direction that dealers are leaning in, when we talk about the Modern Retailing Conference, now we're moving the conversation to the technologies that are helping bring the entire retail operations tighter together, more efficient. That means what's our sales process look like? What is our service intake process look like? How do we create a better retention strategy? And how do we be looking at the training of our staff and the partnering with AI tools? This is not a marketing conference, it's a retail conference to say, what's the future of automotive retail when your DMS, CRM, and your marketing team are connected? What does your retail process look like when you're getting data ups or signals when your customers are out shopping? Or you partner with someone like Client Command to tell you when your customers are defecting to other competitor websites. Wow, this is really important stuff. What do you do with it? What do you do with consumers who are not responding to your emails? What about other channels of activation? What about streaming at a household by household match level to deliver the messages you need to get them back in for service or to handle their recall needs? Man, there's a lot of things to talk about, and that will be at the Modern Retailing Conference, November 16th, 17th, 18th in Palm Beach at the O Hotel. That's modernretailingconference.com. And we will be filling in, the agenda, the speakers. Here's what you need to know. Don't worry about the content right now. It's always laser focused, cutting edge, and talking about the next ways in which dealers can succeed. So plan out your calendar for November. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're a company in automotive technology, service, or hardware that are helping dealers with their retail process, consider being a sponsor and be part of supporting dealer education. Well, I've been talking for a while. I'm blessed to see the support from the industry. This year, I'm celebrating 20 years focused on helping dealers with their retail operations, whether it be in marketing or sales process. We are, excited to celebrate 20 years with you. And so take a moment to share this video with your colleagues, maybe with some dealers in your 20 group. Let them know that if they want to elevate their retail operations by talking about new things, not regurgitating old things, but pushing things forward to gain a competitive edge, in the Modern Retailing Conference will be perfect for your store. Thanks again to the PCG team, the operations team, to Dawn Pash for making this DMSC Scottsdale event such a success. I also want to thank my wife, Carrie, for not only being there to support me, but being so gracious with her time, knowing that these conferences take a lot of energy. So it's, everyone has to be patient, when two people are in business together, and she's been fantastic just supporting these events. And I celebrate her success as she's working on the Equip Her conference each year to help Christian businesswomen move forward. And as she does her work in Italy for the YouVersion Bible app as the global ambassador for Italy, life is exciting and wouldn't be possible without just working with great team members. And so the PCG team has done an amazing job once again to put this conference on. Thanks, everyone. And if you would, why not put in the comments some of the things that you love best about the DMSC conference. If you attended or sponsored, would you put your comments in? I'd love to read them when you post them. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great finish to this week. Finding the clicker to